Thank you for watching this short video on telephony settings and the mobile app settings. In this video, we'll be touching on telephony and how it can help you successfully communicate with your caregivers and your clients. Beginning on the main dashboard, go ahead and hover over the Admin tab, scroll down, and once again click on System Preferences. Today we're going to be going over this telephony tab first, so go ahead and click here and you'll be brought to a page where you can fully customize how caregivers will interact with and use telephony. Make sure the first option, Module Status, is left enabled, because this will ensure that you can use all of telephony's features. You can enter your site number next for informational purposes if you wish, and if you want to allow the system to round the visit time to the nearest 15-minute interval, enable this first feature right here. Mine's already left enabled. Depending on how your agency operates, the next option gives you the ability to allow visits within the same client back-to-back to be automatically changed by telephony. You can click on this blue eye here to learn more information about that. Next, if you want your caregivers to listen to all the information in a message before they clock in or out, enable the Defer Clock In Out options. Enable the next option if you want to allow caregivers to put in mileage at the end of a call. The Force Caregiver to listen to messages at clock in. If left disabled, the caregiver has the option to skip messages, or if left enabled, then they'll be forced to listen to all the messages. Moving on, be sure to leave all three read message options enabled during messages so that all messages will be relayed for all visits. The following option, caregiver can leave message at clock out, should be left enabled if you want to allow caregivers to leave messages for the office when clocking out. If you enable the next option, read ADLs during clock in, right here, this may be a good reminder to caregivers about a client's ADL if they don't use the app. But in general, enabling this setting can make the clock in call very, very long. Most people choose to leave the ADL options disabled. Only agencies located internationally need to enable the option Force Computer Voice right here. So I'd say if you're in the United States or Canada, I'd leave that disabled. And then, moving on to the Calls and Alerts tab, which is the next tab right here. Use the alert windows to set how many minutes caregivers have to clock in and out before the office is notified. Caregivers will be alerted 5 minutes before the office. I recommend to change each option to 10 minutes to allow for successful communication and visit updates. So that's these right here. That means that they can clock in and out 10 minutes early. They won't be paid until they're supposed to, but this just allows them to plan ahead if they want to. And then you can use the clock in and out windows on the right over here to set how many total minutes caregivers have to clock in or out before or after the scheduled time. Anything over the time allotted will not let the caregiver clock in or out, so I recommend choosing a setting above 30 minutes. Specifically, I would recommend to set each option to 90 minutes. This ensures that your caregivers can still clock in or out if they may be late or they forget to clock in or out. Next, you can choose where to show telephony alerts and messages within your system. Moving on to alert options, you can choose the format you prefer for receiving clock in and out alerts. By selecting single email/message, which is already chosen for me, you will receive one message with all alerts for the day. Whereas if you choose email/message for each visit, you will receive one message per alert of a late clock in and out. You can enable or disable the following options right here. Enable EVV tokens if you plan on using EVV tokens to allow your caregivers a different way to clock in via text message. And before moving on, be sure to scroll back up to the top and click this green Save Settings button. Finally, we're going to look to the left and go over the Mobile App tab right here, so go ahead and click on this. You can agree to the statement right here if you wish to use the mobile app, which allows caregivers to clock in and out along with much more. And if you want to read in detail about the mobile app and its features for both caregivers and admins, click the links below. You can click this one, it'll bring you to the caregiver guide, and then you can click this one and it'll bring you to the admin guide. Kind of gives you a little tutorial, just some information about how to best use the app.